I don't know what was that about.
I
Okay.
don't know.
It started repeating. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it was Will Stewart.
Yeah.
he's coming into your stream.
Yeah. I mean, I could put the stream link.
His ears are burning.
So good evening. We're in evening now, aren't we, everyone? This is Hasper TV, and this is Harry, and I've got Ellie with me again. Ellie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm listening out for the Cypriot team because it was 2-3.
Yeah, I don't know if
Come on, the Greeks.
I just hope Omonia wins, man. It'll be so funny.
Yeah. I went to see them when I was in Cyprus a long time ago. They were playing in the cup final against, I think it was a team from Nicosia anyway. I can't remember their name though, but it was ages and ages ago. But it was 1-1 and it went to penalties. Yeah.
So
anyway, let's get to the Spurs chat.
Okay,
yes.
So what did you think of
the Greeks?
this game? Because for me, I wasn't very happy with the performance. I know we kind of stopped losing, but
yeah,
I just going forward we were really bad, and also just we're not getting enough out the wing backs for me. That's a bit obvious,
true. But it was one of those matches which was quite frustrating. But there was positives and negatives. But I think the negatives outweighed the positives.
Yeah.
Because the front three, they were like, I don't know what Richarlison was doing, but it was like Bambi. He kept on falling over or just losing the ball, and the ball was bouncing off him all the time. And then Harry Kane wasn't at it really, not like we know Harry Kane. And Sonny didn't do anything, right? But we had chances to win. We had loads and loads of chances to win. But that final shot was wide. It was very frustrating. You think, put it in the back of the net. That's what you're paid to do, you know. You just get frustrated.
When I look at someone like Richarlison, Ellie, I think he's sort of his victim of his own, not success, for not the right word for it, but because he can play all across the three, he gets played everywhere, right? And I think for me, the right side is his weakest position.
Yeah, it is.
Like, do you think he's suffering because of that? Yeah. Do you think he's suffering because he's playing on the right a bit or not?
Yeah, I think he should just play more central, like as an out-and-out striker, because his ball skills is not good enough to be a winger.
No.
He's just technically, he's all right, but he's not like Kulu. Kulu, it sticks on his foot, and he nurtures the ball, and then he knows how to bring players into play, and his passing's fantastic. Whereas Richarlison, he either overhits it or he just doesn't get to the man, you know, or he loses it. But it might be just a bad period because I've seen him play better. Yeah. But it's just lately, since that Arsenal game, he's just nosedived. Yeah.
But do you, like with Richarlison, I remember we took off Kane against, was it Fulham? I think it was Fulham.
Yeah, right? That's right.
What I noticed about that game is he played all the positions across the three.
Yeah,
there was one part of the game he was started on the right.
Yeah.
Then he played, it's like in a two sort of when Kane dropped deeper, and then he played on the left when the Son came off, because I think Son came off first.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong. And then in the end, when Kane came off, he played in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. It probably confuses the poor boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he plays everywhere. But like, do you think he's suffering? Like, because we'll go through the three of them, we'll go through the other two in a minute. But do you think he's suffering because of that, or do you think he's suffering partly?
Yeah, and I think I think he's suffering because he's having to cover a lot of ground, right? And he's tiring, right? Because he's only human at the end of the day. He's doing a lot of running, and he's tracking back with Emerson as well to help out Emerson. So he's getting knackered, the poor boy. So when it comes to finishing, you know, you have to be at your peak when you've got that chance. You know, you can't be tired. And he is tired. You can see it. Like the sweat on his face, and he looks stressed because he's running about like a blue-ass fly and nothing's coming off for him. It's like I said on one of my fan cams, we huffed and we puffed, but we couldn't blow their house down. You know, from the three little pigs. It was like that. It was like we were huffing and puffing, but we weren't doing the right things to score a goal. You know, apart from Sonny when he did that bender, that could have easily gone in.
Yeah, I think Son for me had two really good chances where he could have scored, or at least at the target. because we didn't hit the target.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's so lucky though on that Bender one. Normally he bends them in.
He goes in. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just off about 3 inches, wasn't it? So, yeah, sometimes that happens in football. And like we banged in 6 against Leicester, and we've only banged in 1. And that was a penalty.
Yeah.
So really, in open play, we scored a big fat 0.
But like for me, also with Kane, I don't think this year's actually played well. To be honest with you, I know he's got goals, but he's just not played well at all.
No, he hasn't. He's played
on Wednesday, Tuesday. I noticed that his passing was just so off.
And also the way he was holding the ball up, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't holding the ball up, and every time he drew a foul, it's because he knew he was going to lose it, because he was always falling over himself and drawing a foul instead of just keeping his feet and trying to bring somebody into play like he normally does. Do you know what? I think there's a bit of fatigue with this team, because like
Son as well. I mean,
they look fatigued.
He looked really tired on
Yeah. I know that's what Alex Davies said. He said, "Wait till you play 2 matches a week, and you'll see you cut out the chaff. You know, the people that can't hack it, the players that can't hack it, will fall by the wayside." But I just hope, because they are talented boys. We know this. We know they can play better. I just want to see an improved performance against Brighton, especially, because that's going to be a tough cookie to crack.
I'm really scared of that game, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, I'm scared of it as well, because they've got ballers, but one thing on our side, they don't score a lot of goals. Yeah,
but Trossard scored a hat-trick, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, they haven't scored a lot of goals traditionally, but this year, I think they banged in 2 against Man United at their ground, and then they scored 3 against Liverpool away. That's no mean feat. That's fantastic.
And they'll be at home as well against us. So
yeah, they'll be up for it. So we'll have to be up for it. I want to see a change. I want to see Basuma come in, right? Fresh legs, and Skip. I want to see Skip play
instead of Højbjerg.
Yeah. Let Højbjerg have a rest.
Yeah, he looks tired. He looks
tired. You don't get the best out of Højbjerg. He has to be fit. Like, he dropped him for Wolves, right, last season. Then he brought him back because we played abysmal in that game. So it's like a wake-up call for the team.
It's more just like, I think the front three especially, like, to me, when I looked, Brian Daigle said this on the stream I was on the night after the game on the Wednesday. So yesterday now. It feels like it was like a week ago. I don't know why. I kind of wanted to forget about the game. But
you know
he said
what I mean.
that the fact we had Brian Gill and Emerson on the right-hand side in the Champions League, especially for me, Brian Gill, because Brian Gill, we both know he did not want to be here. He was meant to go out on loan, and he was unhappy that he had to stay because we didn't sign someone.
Yeah, but I'd argue the point, but he showed more desire in that 10 minutes that he was on than the rest of the players. Because even though he got muscled off the ball because of his weight and his size, he gets bullied, right? But that bit of skill that he did on the left, that was fabulous. That got me on my feet, and I went, Like,
I actually like Brian Gill. Yeah,
he's a very good player. He's a good He's technically brilliant. He's just lightweight. So we need him to become not a man, because he's a man already, but we just need him to come stronger when, like Kulu. If he had Kulu's build, it would be perfect. But he hasn't, so he has to rely on his skill. And sometimes his skill is not enough, and they'll muscle him off the ball. So, I don't buy into this theory that he's not good enough. He is. He just needs to bulk up a bit and get his strength up.
My issue is not that, because I actually think he's really talented. It's more the fact that he just doesn't want to be here. And
I don't know.
Conte was very reluctant. Because Conte, what I found quite weird was, when he made those 5 subs at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Initially, he was going to bring Gil on, and he didn't.
I know.
And I was like, that seems a bit weird. I don't have seen that before.
That's Conte for you, isn't it?
And I don't remember. Gil posted I don't know if you're on Instagram, aren't you? He posted some weird quote as well the other day, and then when he stayed, when he was meant to go out on loan,
he
posted something else.
He's unhappy, isn't he?
He's kind of homesick as well, because
listen, at the end of the day, he's a footballer, right? Wherever you ply your trade, you try your best. Like, I played for Spurs ladies, right? I never played for another team. I didn't want to play for another team. If they came in for me, I wasn't interested, nor was the club to sell me, because I was creating goals. If you put in the effort, right, whatever club you're at, you should be playing your heart out. I don't care if you want to be there or if you don't want to be there. You know, just play for the club that's paying your wages, and for the fans who are watching you. We're the ones that he should be playing for, because we're the ones who put money and food on his table, because we go every week and we buy shirts, we buy merchandise, and we pay for our tickets to get in, you see. So, right, I don't buy into this. I don't want to be here. And also, it's Conte's job to make him feel wanted.
Yeah.
It seems like he's a lost boy. We know when he's on the bench, it doesn't seem like he's part of our club.
No, that's the feeling I get.
Yeah, I get that feeling as well. But the thing is, he should buckle down, because if he wants to move, nobody's going to want him if he doesn't get minutes. Yeah, or if they're not going to want a bigger team. That's what I mean. The lesser teams, they'll take him because it will be cheap for them, because we'll probably pay half of his wages anyway. So, yeah, I just want him to knuckle down, because he's got talent, the boy. I don't care what anybody says. I watch him. His movement is very good. It's just because he's so lightweight, he can lose the ball easily.
It's a weird comparison to make, but when we had him initially, and I saw him play, and someone's going to hate me for saying this, but he reminded me a bit of Modric in some ways. But I think it's quite
he's
comparable.
The same build, but Modric has got bigger legs, and he is bigger, Modric, because obviously he's become a man. But when he first came, you can see he was very small. 5'6", 5'7"? Yeah. And I think Brian Hill is 5'8", I think, or 5'9". So even like Bernardo Silva at Man City, he's small, but his legs are more muscular. You see Brian Hill, his legs are like little chicken legs.
Yeah.
They're really they're very slim. He needs to bulk them up so that he's got more strength on his lower body. So when he's going past the man, he can outpower him, because we can see that he's fast. Yeah, he's nippy.
It also just reminds me, because remember we forced Modric to stay when Chelsea came in for him. I don't know why, it's a weird mirror of it, but but Modric knuckled down, I remember, and he was one of our best players that year.
Yeah. Just, do you know what? Because Modric, he wanted to go to Real Madrid. That was obvious. So, but yeah, I agree with you. At least he did, put in some performances. Whereas when Eriksen went, you could tell he didn't want to play.
Eriksen, he didn't want to be. Even though a half-hearted Eriksen was still some creativity.
He's still better than everybody else.
Yeah.
I know. That's the problem.
Do you think we really miss Kulusevski? Because I really miss,
oh my God, I miss the way he holds the ball up, the way he draws the players in, and then does a lovely pass. He's got very good vision, the boy, and he's so hard to get the ball off him. He's a bit like I said on another stream. He's a bit like Gaza and Waddle, right? He's not as technically gifted yet as Gaza, because Gaza could beat man like they weren't there, but he can as well. But I think Gaza had a little bit more strength. But having said that, I like the way he crosses. I like the way he uses his left peg. All right, he doesn't use his right foot enough, but why use your right foot when your left peg is so good, But I just like his all-round play, and we're better up top when he plays, and also he links up play with Sonny in particular really well. Yeah, he does.
But do you think the problem is because, apart from the fact, for me, Kulusevski is our most creative player, the fact that because Richarlison and Son, and I think it's quite a valid point I keep hearing from people, they're very similar. Yeah. And like I said, for me as well, Richarlison's probably best off the left. That's just how I think. But do you think that's a problem? Because in the front three, you've got two really similar players who want to take up similar positions. And then you've got Kane who's like, I don't know what Kane's doing, drifting, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he's playing a number 10 role, isn't he?
Yeah. So but is it a problem?
Then they should play. No, well, it's a problem if you play Richarlison as a proper number 9 and just let him be a finisher, and not concentrate so much on running about here, there, and everywhere. You know, it's no good for him. We don't get the best out of him, and we know he can finish. I mean, he scored, what did he score? 10 goals for Everton last season,
something like that.
Something like that, wasn't it? See, so even if he gets 10, 15 goals, he won't get them if we're playing him at like all over the shop. You know, because I don't know. I just want to see him as a number 9, and then let Sonny be number. Well, Perisic is on the left as well, but Sonny can link up play with Perisic.
He doesn't seem to do it.
But you know what he tends to do, Sonny? He tends to drift to the middle.
Yeah.
Because he knows Perisic is on the left.
Yeah.
And he'll sometimes drift over when Perisic has got it. But Perisic's first aim is to cross.
Yeah, of course.
Isn't it? Yeah. He's not really going to pass it back to Sonny.
Yeah.
Unless Sonny's in a really good position to score. Yeah, but they've got Sonny's number as well this season. They're blocking him out of a lot of chances that he could, like last year, he would have had.
I think. So what I noticed is I think he's making less runs than before. Yeah, like he's trying to hold on to the ball too long and trying to make it all himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit more greediness in the team.
I don't know why, but it might be the golden boot thing, but
I don't know, because it looks like Holland's going to win that already. I think he's won it.
Yeah.
Might as well
no, I mean from last year. I'm saying it's still having an effect on him this year.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
Holland's going to get 40 goals at least, I think.
Maybe even more. You know, because he scored 2 again yesterday, didn't he?
I heard
anyway,
that,
enough about Holland. Let's get back to Richarlison. Richarlison, play him as a number 9, out and out number 9, a Harry Kane number 10 because he's the better footballer, and then he won't lose the ball so often because it was like bouncing off him. He wasn't even controlling it properly. But some of that is fatigue. Yeah.
But do you think that he's playing Son and Richarlison, especially Richarlison on the right, because of his work rate, because of Emerson?
Maybe, but then Romero's there. Come on. Romero can cover 2 or 3 players over there. He's so fit. He can get there. So we don't really we want Richarlison to be up top scoring, not tracking back. Same with Perisic. I don't really want to see him tracking back.
Because he did a lot of defending on Tuesday.
Yeah, he did. And then it took away from his offensive game. Because he's older. He's 33. You need to reserve your energy. Then he runs out of puff, doesn't he? He runs out of steam, and then we don't see the best of him.
Take him off. Yeah.
Yeah, we take him off because he hasn't got the legs. If you're tracking back to help out Longley, but Longley had it covered. He didn't need help, really.
No.
Should have just. The thing is, it's Conte's way. He wants all these players to work hard and, you know, all contribute. Contribute. Because he's had success with it, so we can't really argue. At the end of the day, we have to trust Conte. And look, we've lost 1 league game in 17, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and we've lost 1 European game. So when you think about it, that's a stark improvement.
Yeah.
It is. He knows how to win.
Yeah.
It doesn't care if it's pretty or ugly. If you win, you win. It's 3 points on the board.
But with Conte, right? Everyone's speaking a lot, saying he's stubborn and stuff like that. Do you think, like, because a lot of people are saying we should play 3-5-2?
I don't think he's stubborn. What I think he's clever, right? He knows the team's limitations, right? So he plays to our strengths, right? And if that's being stubborn, then no, I don't agree, because, right, he knows the 3-4-3 works for him. He knows we're better with the 3-4-3 because it just shows we are, because we've gone 17 games, we've just 1 loss, whereas before, when Nuno was in charge and other managers, we wouldn't get that. We wouldn't have that record. We would have lost at least 3 or 4, wouldn't we? Minimum. Yeah. So it shows that his method is not madness. It's a proven what's it called? A proven remedy to put things right at Spurs. Yeah, because we were always the team that were a soft touch. Come down to White Lane, we're soft touch. Now everybody's finding it really tough to beat us. And I'm sure Brighton are going to find it tough because we're going to give them a game. But I just hope that our front three are on form, because if our front three are on form, we should win the match.
We should win. Yeah, we should.
We should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like for me, like with Emerson being out for 3 games, who do you think he's going to play at right wing back?
I think there's a lot of theories, but me personally, I think he's going to play Doherty. Yeah. And then he'll play Perisic on the left, and then he'll play Richarlison number 9, and he'll play Harry Kane in that number 10 role. And then Højbjerg and Bentancur just behind. I don't think he's going to risk putting Perisic on the right again.
Yeah,
or Spence. No, I don't think he's going to do that. He would have done that against Eintracht Frankfurt, wouldn't he? If he thought Emerson would let him down, right? But he didn't. He obviously played him again. Yeah. So
much to my pain.
I reckon he's getting fed Brazilian food, you know.
We were talking about this on the curry night, right? And then I was saying, why? Maybe he's got a Twitter account. Maybe he's sitting there saying, "How can I piss off Harry this week? I'm just play Emerson again."
Yeah.
Because like at half time, right, in the Arsenal game, I'm going to argue with someone on what Spurs WhatsApp group about Emerson.
Yeah.
And obviously, like in the second half, he got sent off, so I didn't say anything. I was just like, I'm not going to say anything. Because you already see why.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't think that was a sending off. I thought it was just a yellow card. Because when you think about it, he didn't dig his studs into the player. He stretched and caught his
ankle.
calf.
I think it was ankle, wasn't it?
I think he caught him. I think he caught him on his calf. That's what I saw anyway. But it was a late challenge. So I think because he went in all guns blazing, he should have just stood his ground, let him have the ball, and then just kept tight.
It was in the Arsenal half, right?
Yeah, and he was going back to his goal. He wasn't going forward.
You know what? My dad has a theory about this. He thinks that because Martinelli was literally like rinsing him for fun, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
He was getting frustrated and he just took it out on him.
Yeah, but you can't do that in football.
I know. It's just that's because it was so wild. For me, the challenge was so wild. It wasn't going anywhere.
I know. Especially in the Conte side. Conte would have given him a roasting about that. Because I wouldn't say it cost us the game, because Arsenal were on top by then. But
it finished it off, I think.
We could have sneaked a draw like we did against Chelsea. Yeah. I don't know. I
hope he plays Doherty. I hope he plays Doherty. But it wouldn't surprise me if he plays Cesc and Perisic. I don't know why.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. But the best thing to do, I don't think he thinks Doherty's fit enough.
No, that's what I don't.
For the full 90. So he might start with Perisic on the right and Cesc on the left. I
don't like him on the right.
I know he's not as effective. Maybe he'll switch
Cesc on the right.
Sessegnon on the right.
Yeah.
Or play Romero in that role. You never know.
As a right wing back.
Let's wait and see.
Sanchez as a right wing back.
Do you know what? You know what? Do you know what? Romero could play it, because he's got the legs.
He bombs forward enough anyway.
Yeah, he bombs forward enough, and he's confident.
We'd have to put someone like Sanchez behind him.
There.
Or Tanganga or something, I don't know.
Yeah, we could do. Either way, he could play that role.
But like Romero, what do you think of this season? Because I've been reading a lot of stuff, like people saying he's not been as good, especially since his injury.
Yeah, I agree with them.
Is there anything wrong with him? Because some people also said that because he signed that actual contract, he's like gone a bit downhill in performance.
I don't think so. I think it's because he had the injury, and then they've rushed him back. And I don't think he wants to go in so hard. But against Eintracht Frankfurt, he did.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Yeah.
He was back to his nearly to his best. I wouldn't say he was up to his best, but he was getting there. Because he was going in for a lot of challenges that he's famous for, isn't he? He's famous for going bang, bang. He doesn't just do one, he comes in twice. He'll hit you, then he'll hit you again. But he wins the ball. That's why he never gets sent off, because he actually wins the ball fairly. But then he'll carry through, which is good, because then the player knows that he's there, I like him. I think he's a revelation since we signed him.
Oh yeah,
I know his form's dropped, but it will come good again.
A lot of people also talk about Longley. What do you think of his
him.
performance on Tuesday? Do you think he played well?
It was okay. It wasn't nothing to write home about. It was okay, but his passing was pretty good. And he took one for the team when he fouled the player, which I liked.
Yeah.
Bit of shithousery, you know. Because at the end of the day, he was clean through that player.
Yeah.
He would have gone right on goal. So I like that because it shows we're not soft, underbelly. You have to be like Jose said. You have to be a CUNT. You know what I mean? You have to be.
He's right though. He's right. For me.
Yeah, the Italians are masters at it as well. They don't take no shit. They just get in there and they do what they have to do to get the W, to get the win. That's it. That's why we've been winning. We've been winning ugly. We've played some pretty football. We haven't been all ugly. I would say 70% ugly, 30% very good. But the 30% that's been really good, I would say at least 25% of it was as what we can perform, especially against Leicester and Fulham. We played the second half of Leicester. We played very, very well. And the Fulham game, we did a set for the last 15 minutes where we let them get back into the match. But that, I don't think Fulham would have beaten us, just put it that way. That's why Conte took off Harry Kane, because he thought this one's a safe one.
Well,
he took off Son. I think did he take off Son first and then Harry Kane? Or was it the other way around? I can't remember. Yeah, that's it.
And then he moved Richarlison into the middle when Kane came on.
Yeah, because I was filming a lot for that game for my channel and for the Free Spurs boys. Yeah. I'll do some filming for your channel as well.
All right, thanks.
I'll send you a few clips.
Because you're on the other side, because of where I am.
Oh, yeah. Basically, I bought a ticket, Harry, at the top, and I thought, bloody hell, I'm in the heavens. I just went down to the bottom where my brother is. Yeah. There's always room now. Because people...
Is that the standing stand?
Yeah, the standing part. And I was in 252, but my brother's in 257. So what I did, I went in 252 because I couldn't get in 257. It was too packed. I wouldn't have been able to see. So I went in 252. It was fantastic. The fans are so passionate in that part.
Yeah, the South's really loud. That's the thing.
I know.
The South,
yeah. And the corner of the shelf side is really good as well. The bottom corner is fantastic.
Do you miss the old White Hart Lane or not? Because I do. I do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? It was like our home. Yeah. It's like
because they did the NFL the other day, right? Did you see what happened with Kane? He did the toss or something, and apparently some fans were booing him or something.
Were they? Bloody hell!
Yeah.
That's not very nice, is it? Booing one of our own. He wants to retire to that sport as well. Apparently,
it was after the Arsenal game. Actually, this happened. I think.
Okay, well...
Yeah, the NFL was like the day after or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's right. It's either 1 or 2 days after. But Spurs make a lot of money out of that, so it's good.
Yes, hopefully it goes to players.
Hopefully they're banking it.
It goes to players.
Yeah, they better, because in January, we need to sign a couple of players. We do.
Again,
Yeah, we do. Just to freshen it up. Keep players on their toes.
Like for me, the biggest issue in our team right now is the right wing back. Don't get me wrong, I don't rate Dyer, and I don't think we have a creative player. But for me, the right wing back in this system is
more important.
It's so important,
Yeah, because we're falling short there. Yeah,
because it's a wing back system, and one of the wing backs is awful. So
I know.
It's like
that's what Glenn Hoddle said as well.
Yeah, but also with us, I've seen some people calling for us to play a 4 at the back. Now, do you think that's a good idea? Because whenever I've seen us play that way, we look so open.
Yeah, no, I don't like that idea. I like Dyer to be playing a 3. I don't think he can play in a 4. He gets found out too often, But I think the formation's okay, 3-4-3. But against Arsenal, I think he should have played Bissouma you know, in there as well, or even Skip, because we needed to challenge them a bit more. Because they did the same when we played against Nuno. They were walking through our midfield, and poor Bentancur and Højbjerg, they were covering 5 players' positions, and then they run out of puff themselves. The one that impressed me though was Bentancur. He was fabulous.
Oh, he was our best player again, I think.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. But I felt so sorry for him because he had to do a lot of legwork. Yeah.
I think he's quite a bit underrated, you know, but
I don't underrate him.
Not in Europe. I just think no one really talks about him in Europe much, which is good for us. But I just think you could play for like a big team.
Do you know what it is? It's because he's not one of these flashy midfielders. Yeah. He does the occasional thing that's really good. Like he does his little step overs. He does his little pivots. Yeah. And he's class. He's so elegant as well on the ball. He doesn't panic. When he's got the ball, you feel a calmness in the team.
Yeah.
You know? Højbjerg's different. When he's got the ball, you think, where are you going? Where are you going?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you think, well, is he going to pass? And then he'll do a good pass, because that one he did to Sonny at Arsenal was fabulous. He split their defence open, but he came with nothing.
Yeah.
So he has got it in his locker, but he's more thoughtful, Højbjerg. He takes his time before he passes. Whereas,
but also, Højbjerg plays further up for Denmark. He plays further up for Denmark as well.
He does. Yeah. Well, you see, if you notice that he does push forward for Spurs quite often.
Now more than last season, I think.
Yeah, because that's a direct instruction from Conte, because he knows that Bentancur is adequate at tracking back, because he's very fit and he's fast. I didn't even realise how fast Bentancur is.
Oh.
He's so fast.
Yeah.
I think he's probably one of our fastest players when he's got the ball. When he's running back, especially.
But...
Yeah, but he ain't even played. But
I'm saying
from the current team, I'd say Bentancur's got legs on him. Fast.
What I mean is underrated is that, you know, when you hear some Real Madrid or Barcelona or Juventus, or obviously he's left Juventus, but like Bayern Munich, that sort of club. Or even like something like United get linked for central midfielder. Bentancur never comes up.
I know they've had links Real Madrid with Højbjerg, and I can see why they want him, because they want to shore up their midfield.
I was gonna say, because they have all these flashy players, they probably need.
Yeah, you always need someone like Højbjerg in there, because if you haven't got a player who's going to work for your team and really put himself about, not just like physically put yourself about, and also Cody. The leadership. Hello, Cody. Leadership. You know, you need leadership in the team, and like he does orchestrate a lot of the direction of our play. So I like him. I think he's fabulous. Yeah, not always. Sometimes, sometimes he plays crap, and you have to. He's played crap.
What's going on?
I'm here black. Still.
Oh, right.
Am I gone black?
Yeah.
I like
as soon as Cody goes, Ellie being up Højbjerg, shocking.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what just happened. Cody, you're right. I don't know what just happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Better. Yeah, it just went blank. It's probably my internet. Sometimes it fails. Right.
I remember watching on Free Spurs Boys, and it was cutting in and out.
I know, but it has improved. You can see it's improved because I've got the boosters. And sometimes it goes off. But what with Højbjerg, right? I just wanted to say this. I do admit when he's had a shit game. I really do. Yeah. When he's had a crap game. I'm not like who protects who. I won't say. We're not going to say anything.
Yeah, we're not gonna say. I think Cody knows what we're talking about. So
yeah. But he's been good this season. Højbjerg scored 2 goals, set up 2, so he's doing his job.
But like for me, like I would say Kane is probably like one of my favorite players, partly because of my name, but also because when everyone was like he was shit, he's shit, and that the season Pochettino came in.
Yeah.
And Kane signed a new contract that year. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
And I told my friend, I was like, he's going to become like a big player this year. And he was like, you're mad. And then I remember we played, what Cypriot team do we play us in like the Europa League qualifier?
Poke?
Was it? I can't remember.
Is it PAOK?
Maybe.
We played Olympiacos as well, but that was in the Champions League, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, in Portugal's first season, we played a qualifier in the Europa League.
Oh, right. Was it something Nicosia?
Was
it a Nicosia team?
Yeah.
Apollon Nicosia, was it?
Was that Apollon or was it
Ajax? Was it the one with the ball boy? That one?
No, I'm not talking about Mourinho. It was like under Pochettino's first season.
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
It might be Apollon Nicosia or Apollon. Is it Apollon Limassol or Apollon Nicosia? I'll get confused. There's too many Greek teams in too many areas.
I know.
Teams, there's so many. There's only 700,000, and then say half of those are women. How do they manage to get so many teams? I know what they do. They get a lot of players from Portugal.
Was IL Limassol. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I remember that game because do you know the Bird in Hand pub in Wood Green?
Yeah. I know it.
So I used to go there to watch games, like away games, and they used to put on like a shitty stream. Anyways, but I remember going with my dad there to watch it, and Kane was playing it on the left, and then for some reason that game I saw like a different Kane. It's hard to explain. And then
he became a man.
He was like a different player. I know he was playing off the left, but he looked like an actual player. And I told my dad, like, this guy, and he signed a new contract, I think, a few days later or something. And I was like, this guy's going to be a big player this year. And my dad was like, you're crazy. Anyway, and I think it's because of that, because obviously he like came in the team and he was like a top scorer.
Yeah.
And then within one season wonder, they became like my favorite player.
Yeah.
And then, but like even for me, when Kane plays badly, I mean, you heard me already. Like, I don't think he's playing well this year.
No, he isn't.
Like, I don't think he's even playing well. That's all. I know he scored goals, but
no, he hasn't.
I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, he looks.
The goals are there, but the form isn't.
It's just not the all-round play's just not there.
I know. When you think he's under Conte, you'd think he'd want to impress him more than any other manager. Yeah. I think maybe he's trying too hard. Sometimes when players try too hard.
But do you think he's lost a yard at all or anything? Because on Tuesday
probably,
there was a Son put in I think a cross.
Yeah, and he keeps on missing.
He's only scored one non-penalty goal from outside the 6-yard box.
Yeah. Because he's not really scoring the benders or the long shots.
The old cut in and shoot, I remember Kane used to do.
Yeah.
He'd get the ball on the left, cut in,
and
curl one into the far corner or off the other side.
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet. Hopefully he'll start against Brighton.
I think
he scored against Brighton last season.
For me with Son, I think I know he's got that hat-trick against Leicester, but I don't know what's wrong with him.
I know. It's just you can't put your finger on it. They're all off, all of them. Even Richarlison's off. He hasn't played particularly well.
No.
He's had 2 good games, not brilliant games, but he's had 2 good games where against Fulham he was pretty good. But even he's controlling against Fulham, his control of the ball weren't there.
Yeah,
he just. The first touch is not good.
It's heavy.
It's heavy, and then his passing's not all.
But with Son, I feel like he's trying to do too much.
Like, they're all trying to. Yeah,
but he gets the
relax.
ball. Against Frankfurt, I noticed this, but I think I've noticed this in a lot of games. It's just because it's fresh, right? With Son, he gets the ball. Like you said, he wants to come into the middle, but that seemed fine last year. He didn't have a problem. But the difference last year was, I think he was driving in the middle and then he'd release the ball.
Yeah.
Right, this time, I noticed he drove like against Frankfurt. He drove right in the middle, and then he kept hold, and then 2 defenders got it off him, and I was like,
because against Leicester, as soon as Basuma came on, he was doing all the orchestrating from the midfield, right?
Yeah,
and all he had to do, was slip it into Sonny, right? And Sonny was taking up the positions that we're accustomed to, just right of the goal. And then he just cut in and bent one. He did that against Eintracht Frankfurt, but he bent it too far, didn't he? So we know he isn't quite there yet, but nor is Kane, nor is Richarlison. So I can't wait for them all to click, you know, and we'll batter a team.
I can't help but not mention about Lloris because, again, against Arsenal.
I know.
What was that? Because
I know, it's dreadful. It wasn't just the first mistake, it was the second one. The first one, he parries it straight to quite hard as well for
Romero to get that.
He couldn't recover. He couldn't recover because it was too close to him, and he put Romero under pressure. Romero sort of bounced back to Lloris, and then Lloris muffs it, goes under his body, and all Jesus has to do is come round the back of him and score. You know, so it was two calamities, not just one. But then he made a really good save later in the game. So, but his kicking was very bad.
It's always so bad.
I know it's always bad, but it was particularly bad.
but like we've been linked with Oblak at Atletico, for example, next summer.
Yeah.
Do you think Lloris's time is up? Because
I think he's going to leave anyway. I think he's
got a year left. I think after this.
I think he outstayed his welcome. No, don't get me wrong, right? I love Lloris. He's been a good servant, but we haven't won anything under his tenure. We haven't won anything
as a captain. No.
Yeah, we haven't won anything. So, you know, it's time for him to move on next season. We can start afresh with a new goalie. You know, but he's been a good servant to our team. To our club, sorry. So he's done some fabulous saves for us. Those two he did against Fulham, I don't think any other goalie would have saved them.
No.
Because he's very athletic.
His shot stopping's incredible.
It's incredible. Just he's from the old school, isn't he? He's not used to kicking. I think the rule where the goalie can't pick it up, that done the players that can't kick. You know, the goalkeeper, sorry, who can't kick.
The Lloris.
Yeah.
But also the Arsenal keeper can't kick well either.
He can't kick. No, he can't kick either. He's a bit better, but he's still
not that
much
better.
He's good at throwing the ball.
Yeah.
You know, he's
like
lethal
Gomez.
when he throws the ball. Yeah.
Gomez used to chuck it.
Yeah.
But like, so looking forward
doesn't matter.
To Brighton. How do you see it going?
I think we're better than them in a lot of areas, but they work like Trojans, so we have to match them for effort, and then we've got to show our class up front. You know, if we show our class up front, they're not going to touch us. But if we're like the last 3 games that we've played, because even Leicester in the first half we were woeful, right, and it was only Sonny that got us out of that one. But we've got to show more character up front, you know, and hold the ball up, for God's sakes, bouncing all over the shop. You know, we're not even controlling it. So, yeah, I think we could easily lose it if we're not on our game. Yeah, because they're very good this season, and they've got the bit between their teeth.
They have a new manager as well, De Zerbi. De Zerbi, so I say that.
Yeah,
right?
They're a confident team
and
now.
Trossard looks a brilliant player as well.
Yeah, he's always been pretty good, hasn't he?
But then replace him for Basuma. I can't remember his name. Sorry, he's looked all right.
Oh yeah. They always tend to find a player out of nowhere, don't they?
Like
Brighton?
Cucurella, he's gone, but they replaced him.
Yeah. I don't care who's gone. I want to know. I care about the players they got now, because they've got very competent players. They're really good footballers. Really good at passing, much better than us at passing.
Yeah. But like for me, if the front 3 don't click, or the front 2, whatever, then we're in real trouble, I think, on Saturday.
Yeah. So we need them to click.
Yeah.
And if they don't click, we really need our midfield to be stronger. So I want to see Basuma. I want to see Basuma in there. And
surely against his former club, he should start, really.
Do you know what? He could sacrifice Perisic, play Cess, and not have a right wing back. Just play not have a right wing back, but have Romero play that role and then put Sanchez behind him. He could do that, like you said.
Yeah. But then would he do that? I just don't see Conte.
No, I can't see him doing it, but it would work against Brighton, because they're very good at moving the ball, and they're going to walk through our midfield if we're not careful.
Because, like, do you think the 3-5-2 is really the solution to all the problems? Because
no,
I just think it will, if anything, for me,
I think it will help against Brighton.
It will actually make us more solid, but then we'll lose an attacking option, because I'm not saying Richarlison's done well, but you just have Kane and Son and just rely on them again. And then you just have an extra midfielder who will help, like, maybe control the midfield, but I don't think would attack as good. I don't know. In a game like this, I don't know.
I don't know, because our attack's been letting us down. So
that's what I'm saying, because it's just
our attack's been letting us down. So if we played the 3-5-2, we can progress the ball much quicker and more efficiently.
It depends on the three, because I'd go with Skip, Basuma, and Bentancur, to be honest.
Yeah, so would I. And let Højbjerg sit this one out.
Yeah,
he needs a rest. He's played every bloody single game, hasn't he?
So Bentancur hasn't had a rest either, though. But
yeah, but he's a different type of player. Yeah, he's a different type of player than Højbjerg. He takes a breather as well. You know, when he needs to take a breather, he does. Whereas Højbjerg's all action. He'll be
stop.
He'll be fighting to win the ball back, because he's good at it. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Conte's the one who's going to make the decision at the end of the day. So,
I think if we carry on this trajectory and this 11 constantly, I have a really bad feeling we might lose on Saturday.
Yeah,
it's just, unless he changes it,
he
needs to freshen it up. I think even if he stays with the 3-4-3, he needs to freshen it up.
I think so.
Make some changes.
Yeah, Skip and Basuma in. Yeah, because they can do just as good a job. Yeah, and then bring on Benny and Højbjerg if it's not going well. You know, sacrifice one midfielder, and then if Kane and Sonny are off, take one of them off and put Richarlison on. Yeah. Because we've only had 2.5 days rest by the time the game comes round. So it'd be a bit cruel to play.
That's what I'm saying. You can't play the same team. They're going to
collapse. They'll burn out. Yeah. Plus Emerson can't play because he's suspended. Is he suspended for 3 matches?
Yeah.
Because it was a straight red. Yeah. They should appeal that. No,
so it gets extended.
Don't appeal it.
So it gets extended.
Yeah. Send him back to Brazil. A suspension to Brazil.
I was watching talking about the Irish Hotspur before we came on here.
Yeah.
I was watching their show before, and I know this seems like I'm just talking gossip or whatever, but Sim was on there, and I don't know if it's Ben or Sim. Sorry, I got confused now.
Ben. It's usually Ben.
Or Sim? Yeah. Anyway, but he said that Ben. He said apparently Conte wanted to sell Emerson, but Levy forced him to keep him because obviously they shelled 30 million on Emerson, didn't they?
25, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 25 plus add-ons, you never know.
Yeah, I think it was 30.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And he made him keep him because he wanted to get value out of him. I don't know what Levy's like.
He had that Brazilian beef. What are you on about? It's really nice. Have you been to a Brazilian restaurant? Their meat is lovely.
Yeah.
There's one in Barnet, which is really good.
Is there? Oh.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? As in, if that's the case, then
I don't know.
It's not good.
It's not good, but you don't know what's true and what's not true. Sometimes it's just gossip, isn't it?
It's only because I'm only saying I hope I didn't misquote him or something, because
no, don't. But if you did, you did. You don't mean it.
Yeah, so I just heard him saying something about Emerson and Levy and Conte and something like Levy made Emerson.
I want to see us lift the trophy. Come on.
Yeah, I do. Before I.
Do you know, look at that trophy. It looks beautiful.
It's been 14 years since we had a trophy.
14 years. You see Chris Hughton now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like. You see the joy on the players' faces when they win a cup. Yeah.
I was also at the 99 Worthington Cup final when Alan Nilsson scored. Yeah.
Yeah. I
was still really young though.
Really late in the game. Yeah, but it's something you remember.
I do, because I remember Robbie Savage getting booed. Like really vividly, because he got who did he get sent off? I can't remember. Was it Ramon Vega?
Yeah.
Chris Berry was it Ramon Vega?
Hold on. I think it was Roman Vega who got sent off.
And everyone was booing Savage. And then since that day, for some reason, I hated Robbie Savage. I didn't realize why. And then, and now I know. You know, when you get older, you're like, oh, that's why I hate
players.
It. Yeah.
He was just one of those
he wasn't
players,
great
Harry. That
player either.
No, crap player. But do you know what? He was one of those players that was annoying to the opposition, but he was good for his own team because he'd do shithousery and wasting time, and he was just one of those players. Can't hear you, Harry. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Oh, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. It's gone.